Hello, Happy New Year. I'm so excited for this new year. I really can't say that enough. This video right here, first of all, I hope that it's finding you in a wonderful place. I hope all is well on your end. The creative juices have been flowing on my end, but also it's January and that is technically the middle of winter. So I feel right now I'm at a place of just we're dreaming big, we're doubling down on ourself, and I feel that, the more I give to myself right now, the more I can be just there for other people around me, right? Everything I do for myself, I'm doing for my community as well, which is why I'm able to show up and create this video today. And I'm so excited about this video because it is all about safety through structure. This is so important for artists, for creatives to be able to develop safety for themselves so that they can find their own flow, right? Flow, being in a flow state is something that's very important to me. As somebody who, has done the hustle and grind and like has completely fallen full, fully like face first into the busy trap and the comparison trap and procrastination, perfectionism, like finding my flow with the support of, mentors, coaches, therapists, like smooth sailing has been something that has really helped my own creative output. So I just want to share with you today the things that have helped me, the kind of thinking, the kind of, just like sitting with myself and deciding, not waiting for the flow to show up, not waiting for those kinds of things to just happen and appear, but really sitting down with myself and saying, okay, what does a quality life feel like for me? What does a year feel like, a good feeling year? What does that look like? What does that feel like? A month, a day, a week, all the ways that we break down time. So I have some notes here. If I'm looking down, that's all that is. And I really, again, I just want to share with you all some hopefully inspiring thoughts that will encourage and motivate you to find your flow. Before I get into it, I just want to say like what works for me. It's okay if that doesn't work for you. You're going to need to play around with some of the ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you because, again, we are all having our own unique experiences, our own journey. And I just really want to be a guide and a support for you finding what works best for you. So, with that said, y'all know how I love an agenda. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about like the breakdown of a year. And the biggest thing for me is like, how can I support you energetically? How can I support you being tapped in from the most loving and better feeling place that you possibly can? Um, because I just feel like, yeah, that is so important for you. Like being in a flow state is to me, it means being like having those creative outputs that feel good, right? So, yeah, we're going to talk about how to find your flow for the year via the energy of the seasons. And then I'm going to talk about, because we're all women here, so then I'm going to talk about menstrual flow and just like the 28-day cycle that, energetically women go through and how we can harness each phase of the menstrual cycle to our own creative ability and output. So, and that's going to help you like really like tap into the energy of the month, right? And then I'll walk you through like how to kind of map out an ideal week using the energy of each day. And I'm going to be talking astrology a little bit. And it's okay if you're not super familiar, but if we've worked together in any capacity, you know that that is a tool that I use. And it started out as something that I was using just for fun, but now astrology and also human design, those are two things that I feel are really opening the floodgates for my own introspection and self-reflection. And it's still fun, but it's also like, whoa, some of this is very, very, very on point. It's my truth. It's helping me get closer to standing in that confidently and firmly. So, yeah, it's helped me, so I'm sharing it. Okay? Okay, so we'll get into it. The first thing that we'll get into is the year. So we'll talk about the seasons, right? Because again, it's January. I feel like, especially on social media, everybody's just like, go big or go home. What are your goals for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I completely understand wanting to map out the fiscal year. Like, yeah, go for it. Do that. But also don't forget the fact that, like, we're not robots, we're human beings, and we are emotional, we are energy. And I think honoring the energy of the season is equally as important to a creative. And yeah, I just want to share how I feel the energy of the season will support. So, the first, I think let's start with the fall, right? Because we're kind of coming out of the fall and maybe it's like a little fresh in your mind a little bit. But for me, the energy of the the energy of fall is really like that. To me is kind of like where everything kind of starts. To me, that's where the year begins. Personally, I love the fall. I feel like it really is a time for like really, I think it's like a season of invitation and a season of creating impact and kind of like reaping what you've sown. um and I also think in the fall, that's like where I really feel called to calm down and go slower, because I'm preparing myself for the winter, but at the same time I am like excited because like the ideas start coming. And there's also kind of a like, it's like the ideas are coming, but then there's also things that were are falling away, right? Kind of like the leaves falling away. So it's a time of release. And I feel the best way for artists to use the energy of the season of the fall is to just like really be in a kind of state of just like, what do I need to let go of, and also what can I start to appreciate and hold on to, you know what I mean? Because it's like a time for creating space. And that kind of takes us into the winter, which to me, the winter is all about, which is what we're in right now, January 2024. It's a time of reflection, right? And I think it's also a powerful time to dream. Man, I don't really like this.